we're rolling. All right, so Milo Yiannopoulous of YouTube fame has said that people who are LGBTQ should back Donald Trump, and he says this because immigrant groups, specifically Muslims, he feels are less tolerant towards gays than the people who are in America currently, or the people he would back a nationalist movement in Europe because the people in Europe currently are cooler with LGBT people than he would say Muslims or another immigrant group. What do you think about that sort of sentiment, and do you see that as dangerous in any way?
It is. It's incredibly dangerous. And my message to people like Milo and others is very simple, okay? Again, we build walls when we start saying back this person, back that person, or this person should do this, or this person should do that. No, it's all wrong. It's all wrong. We need to begin to educate individuals, right? So it's really about education. The Equality Coalition has 4 components. It has advocacy, education, outreach, and activism. All of our initiatives have all 4 components. Knowing that, it's not about saying, well, Muslims, I get the point. I get the point that, I get where he's coming from, but again, it's more stereotypical ideology. And when you start taking whole communities and saying, I have many friends that are Muslim and many friends that are LGBT that are Muslim. So you can't really rationalize that sort of idea. It doesn't make any sense. But I see where he's coming from, and I hope that the sentiment is not necessarily to back this person, that the sentiment is to educate others and to make sure that people understand who we are. One thing that the gay rights, the LGBT rights movement, one thing they really, and this is just this is not the belief of the Equality Coalition, this is just my personal belief. As a gay straight alliance, the Equality Coalition was founded on that blend. The thing is that when you have a movement like the LGBT movement, when you have that movement, you want to say, well, look, listen, we want gay marriage. I think we as a community were wrong in forcing that. People didn't know who we are. We were still in the closet at work. And the only thing that people got from us was once a year when we were on floats and G-strings, marching and parading around with our asses out. That was wrong, okay? That our marches, our once a year, our outfests, all that, they should be protests. We haven't even gotten past our wall. You talk about Donald Trump's wall between America and Mexico? No way. Our wall is still there. We haven't won it. So we still need to go ahead and educate people, man. We need to let people know we are doctors, we are lawyers, we are teachers, we are caregivers. And that's kind of where we need to be.
To speak for Milo for a second, what Milo might say is that maybe integration, and this is a Europe-specific question, maybe integration in America is a little more complete, but what he would see in Britain, or what many see in Europe, is that Muslim communities don't integrate, meaning that you have sections of a city which are Muslim, and which, if you were to walk through as a gay person, you'd be in trouble. There was a rally in Sweden for gay rights, and they got attacked by some organization that was Muslim affiliated. What would you say to people who are LGBT in Europe who are looking at immigration and who might actually turn rightwards as a result?
It's a real complicated situation. I know exactly what the issue is, and I understand the segregation in Europe. I get it. I know it. We've seen it. Okay, we've seen footage of even more so. You have that Christian versus Muslim. Those Christian versus Muslim protests going on right now in Europe, right? For the LGBT people in Europe, they still need to continue to fight. Leaving never does anything. Fleeing doesn't do anything. We need to stay and fight. We need to stay educated. I know how so many people, trust me, I'm 46 years old. I grew up in a time where I didn't even know what gay was until the age of 18. I didn't understand that I had a gay aunt or a lesbian aunt who fought in Stonewall. And it's funny that I didn't even know any of this stuff until later when I came out and had a relationship and we met with her. I didn't even understand, at 18, I didn't understand or conceptualize that my aunt and the person she was with were together. And then I would ask my mom, I'd be like, why do they have one bed? I didn't get it. You have to understand that, speaking to a person in their 40s is much different than speaking to a person who's LGBT in their 20s. They have no clue what we went through. They have no clue the history because they don't fight it. They haven't lived it. They don't know what it's like to live without the internet. And that's another issue too, But not to get off topic. Go ahead.
So, just to take it home, you would say that education and winning these sort of fights in the future would help smooth out those relations between new immigrant communities and the LGBTQ community?
Yes, I do. And that's really where I think it is. And I think that if we start reaching out and having talks, organize. And how do you organize? You organize by going out to these events, starting to meet people, talking to people. You don't have to organize a group. I mean, my group, actually, our group, the Equality Coalition, we started out with maybe 5 people, and just now are we getting big. It's not really about that. It's not about the size. It's about getting out and talking to other people. If we start talking to other people on the street, going to coffee shops, I mean, that's where it is. That's where the networks are. Get off your cell phone. Get off your iPad. Get off all that crap. Talk to people. Engage with others. You can't even go out to a bar today and talk to somebody who's on the phone because you know what? They don't want to be bothered. That's how we make friendships. That's how we build bridges. That's how we educate. That's how we do outreach. That's how we help others. And that's how we fight.
Thank you for your time.